All right, so we're really diving deep into Hermitcraft Season Tau today with a whole bunch of Gryan's transcripts here.
Yeah, episodes 1 through 25.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a wild ride. We're talking his builds, his pranks, all that good stuff.
Peak Grand chaos.
Absolutely. But before we get lost in the chaos, I think it might be helpful, for anyone who might be new to this whole Hermitcraft thing.
Sure.
What exactly are we dealing with here?
Okay, so imagine like a private Minecraft server, but it's full of these popular YouTubers and streamers, right?
Right.
And they've been doing this for years. Like each season they start fresh on a new server. But what really makes it work is that it's kind of a balance between everyone working on their own projects.
Yeah.
But then also like a whole lot of collaborative chaos.
And Gryan, he fits right into that chaos, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
He's got that energy, always pushing the limits with these elaborate builds, always with a playful edge.
Yeah, and this season was no different. Remember, like right off the bat, that whole Bell of Destruction thing with Scar?
Oh, man, how could I forget that? Scar swiping the bell, everyone freaking out, thinking he broke it.
It's classic Hermitcraft right there.
Yeah, the lengths they go to for a good prank is amazing.
It's not even just about the prank itself, though, right? It's how this one little act, like stealing a bell, it spirals into this whole storyline. And you see those layers of like inside jokes and that camaraderie between them.
Right.
Like, remember when Impulse kept trying to crash Joel's game?
Oh, man, with the falling block entities.
Yeah, it became a running gag. Every other episode, there's Impulse up to his old tricks.
It makes you wonder, like, how much of it is planned, versus just genuine surprise.
It's the perfect blend of like scripted and unscripted chaos. And Gryan's reaction to Scar's fake out with the bell, don't even get me started.
Oh, I know, right? Calling it the worst payoff ever. I swear I rewind that part like 5 times. It's too funny.
He just rolls with it so well. That's Gryan for you. Always ready for a laugh, even where he's the butt of the joke. But okay, enough about the pranks, right? Because we got to talk about Gryan's building goals this season. Because this season, he wasn't messing around, remember? He decided to take on that massive mountain.
Oh, yeah, like the entire thing.
Talking about turning the whole mountain into his base.
It's insane.
The sheer scale of some of the projects these hermits take on is mind-boggling.
I know, the time and dedication is like a full-time job.
Right. It's crazy. It's really a testament to their passion for this game. But, of course, even with all that experience, Gryan's not immune to those classic Minecraft headaches. Remember Pluto, his horse?
Oh, yeah, Pluto, always running off.
The great horse escape every season.
Every season. It's almost reassuring in a way. Even these Minecraft veterans, they're dealing with the same glitches and quirks that we all do.
Exactly. It's part of the charm, I think. And it leads to some pretty interesting discoveries sometimes. Remember when Gryan accidentally uncovered that bug?
With the horses? What was it again?
It was something with the trapdoors, right? He had them placed above certain blocks, and it was letting horses escape from enclosures that should have been totally secure.
So wait, did he break the game?
He didn't break it. More like he stumbled onto this weird interaction, this quirk of the game mechanics that no one had really noticed before.
And so what did he do? Just give up on horses altogether?
Not Gryan. This is Gryan we're talking about. He sees a bug. He sees a challenge.
He finds a way.
Remember that postbox network he created?
Oh, you're kidding? That was because of that glitch.
Yep. Instead of letting that bug defeat him, he took that mechanic and he turned it into this whole system for the hermits to send items to each other.
That's brilliant.
Right.
Why?
It's a perfect example of how even the technical aspects of Hermitcraft, they tie back into that community spirit. They're not just building these impressive structures, They're building systems, ways to connect and play off of each other in new and creative ways.
Which, speaking of connecting, brings us to the legendary permit office. This is Gryan's masterpiece, in my opinion. A masterpiece of bureaucracy and mayhem.
It's incredible, right?
He convinced everyone to buy into this system, like actually getting permits for their in-game businesses and activities. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous, and I love it.
So this metal layer on top of the game.
Exactly. He's creating rules and systems within the game itself. It's brilliant. And of course, he couldn't just have a normal permit process. Oh no, he had to turn it into these crazy challenges.
Every time.
Remember that time he made everyone guess the tree?
Or the fishing competition?
I mean, come on. He's got this knack for turning even the most mundane tasks into these hilarious, memorable moments.
He's the king of entertainment, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But even when Grind's not the one orchestrating the chaos, he still finds himself right in the thick of it. Like when he got everyone together to help excavate his mountain.
Oh, right. And then Skiz accidentally set off that TNT.
Oh, classic Skiz. It's like just when you think things can't get any crazier, explosion. And I swear it's Grind's commentary during those moments.
I know, right?
That mix of like exasperation and amusement. It's comedic gold.
What have you done, Skiz?
Perfect. But honestly, what I love about those moments, even with the accidental explosions, you can just feel that camaraderie.
Absolutely.
They're always willing to lend a hand, even if it means risking a little bit of digital destruction along the way.
Speaking of digital destruction, did you see Impulse's Go Touch Grass game?
Yeah, he was encouraging everyone to take a break from all the building and pranking.
What was the prize?
A stack of grass blocks.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Only Impulse. It's like this reminder that even with all the grand projects and the crazy contraptions, sometimes the simplest things in Minecraft are the most enjoyable.
Exactly. And a much needed change of pace sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like through all this chaos and community building, Grian's got this whole other thing going on, that epic quest for the mending book. You know?
Oh, tell me about it. That was like a whole season-long saga in itself. You could practically feel the frustration in his voice episode after episode as he's just fishing.
Right. And it's like, it's so relatable in a way. Everyone who's ever played Minecraft has been there.
Oh, absolutely.
That one enchantment, that one rare drop, it feels like you're never going to get it.
You're like, is this even real?
Exactly. But Grian, he takes that experience, that grind, and amplifies it, makes it entertaining for the rest of us.
Well, he definitely knows how to make a show of it. I mean, building that whole underwater base just for fishing, the Fortress of Solitude for fish, he called it.
It's so extra, but that's what we love about him.
It was more than just a build, though, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah on the surface, it's Grian being Grian, right? Over the top, absurd, hilarious, but it's like, deep down, it resonated with people because we've all been there. That obsessive grind, the dedication, it's both impressive and a little sad.
And don't forget, he incorporated the horse trap door bug into it. He turned a glitch into an architectural feature.
That's Grian for you. Resourceful, innovative, never one to let a good bug go to waste.
But even with the dedicated fishing base, the mending meditation room, it took him forever to actually find that book.
I know. I was starting to lose hope myself. Like, is he ever going to find it?
The suspense was killing me.
And that's what made the moment he finally got it so incredibly satisfying. Like this collective sigh of relief from everyone watching. We were all on that journey with him, through the highs and the lows. And to see him finally succeed, it felt like a win for all of us.
It's that shared experience, that sense of community that makes hermitcraft so special, I think.
Oh, for sure.
You're not just watching someone play a game. You're drawn into their story.
Absolutely. You're invested in the outcome. And, Grian, for all his chaotic energy, his pranks, he plays a huge role in building that sense of community.
Oh, absolutely.
The permit office. Right. Perfect example. It's this absurd bureaucratic system. On paper, it shouldn't work, but it brought everyone together.
Yeah. And in the most hilarious ways possible. Instead of just everyone off doing their own thing, they're interacting, completing these ridiculous challenges, creating these shared stories.
Right. It's like Grian accidentally created a social experiment within the game itself.
It's brilliant, really.
The permit office, it became this catalyst for collaboration, for competition, all driven by Grian's unique brand of humor and creativity. And those permit challenges.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. Guess the tree.
The fishing competition.
Genius. Pure genius. Like, who thinks of this stuff? He could turn anything into a game.
And you got to give credit to the other hermits, too. They're always such good sports about it.
They're all in on the joke. That's what makes it so great. But it's not always lighthearted fun and games, right? Remember when Grian convinced everyone to help excavate his mountain?
Oh, yeah. The great mountain excavation.
And then Skiz, bless his heart,
Skiz.
accidentally sets off that TNT.
Classic Skiz.
You can't make this stuff up. It's like, even with the best intentions,
Chaos follows him.
chaos finds him.
Every single time. But that's what keeps things interesting, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's those unpredictable moments that you're like, wait, what just happened?
Exactly. And even with the whole explosion debacle, everyone still came together to help Grian. They helped him clean up the mess, get back on track.
They always have each other's backs.
It's a good reminder that even in a virtual world, those bonds, that support, it's real.
It's a real community. And speaking of community, we can't forget about the epic prank war that went down this season.
Oh, man, between Brian and XB.
It was legendary.
It was like watching a masterclass in Minecraft pranking.
The lengths that they went to, the creativity, every prank was more elaborate, more devious than the last. You never knew who was going to come out on top.
1 minute, Brian's launching XB into the stratosphere with some crazy redstone contraption. The next minute, XB's redirecting lava to engulf Brian's base.
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
But through it all, you could tell there was this underlying respect. Affection, even. It was never mean-spirited.
No, it was all in good fun. It was like this weird, backhanded way of showing their appreciation for each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to prank you so hard because I respect your pranking skills.
Right. They were pushing each other to be more creative, more devious. It was fantastic. And it makes you think, right, even in competition, even in those little rivalries, there's room for camaraderie, for laughter.
Oh, absolutely. It's like those pranks, that was their way of bonding.
Their love language was TNT and Redstone.
Exactly. It makes you think about friendship, you know? Online, offline, it doesn't matter. Sometimes a little playful rivalry is all it takes to solidify a bond, to create these lasting memories.
And that's what it's all about in the end, right? Those memories, those shared experiences, that's what makes something like Hermitcraft so special. It's more than just a game.
Way more.
You know, it's funny you should mention memories, because when I think back on these Brian episodes, there's this one thing that really stuck with me. And it's not even like a big build or anything like that. It's that whole thing with him and Jum, you know, losing their allies.
Oh, right. The vanishing LAs.
Yeah.
That was a real head scratcher.
Seemed like such a small detail at the time, but I don't know, with Brian, you kind of expect these things to turn into something bigger.
Exactly. It's like, is this a prank?
Yeah.
Is there some grand conspiracy afoot? You know Brian loves a good mystery.
Speaking of mysteries, it makes you wonder, right? Like, do you think those missing allies were connected to those snails that were messing with Skiz's base?
Ooh, good point. Like, what if it was all part of some elaborate plan? Maybe those allies held the key to the whole thing. See, this is what I love about Hermitcraft.
Right.
It's like even the smallest thing could be a clue.
Yeah.
It keeps you guessing. So did you ever figure out what happened to those allies?
You know, I wish I had an answer for you, but that's the thing about some mysteries.
Right.
They stay unsolved. At least for now. Maybe Brian figures it out in a later episode. Who knows? We'll have to do a follow-up.
A follow-up deep dive.
I'm in.
But speaking of things left unfinished, we got to talk about that mountain.
Yeah.
Brian's mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 25, and it's still this big empty space. All that work excavating.
It's kind of symbolic, isn't it? Like, that mountain, it represents so much of what makes Brian.
How so?
Think about it. The guy's got this boundless energy. He's got these grand visions. He wants to build these amazing things. But even he can get overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's true. It's like staring at a blank canvas, right?
Exactly. Infinite possibilities. It's exciting, but it can also be paralyzing.
No kidding. But even so, you know he's going to come up with something incredible. Eventually. Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I think the journey is just as important as the destination. Watching him figure it out. Problem solve. That's part of the fun.
It's like he said when he finally finished digging it all out. The real work begins now.
And he wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good lesson for all of us, you know?
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos, enjoy the process, and never be afraid to start digging, even if you don't know what you're going to find.
Well said. That's a perfect note to end on, I think. So, to wrap things up, what have we learned from Brian's Hermitcraft Season 10 journey so far? It's okay to be chaotic. It's good to have fun. And never underestimate the power of a good community, even if that community exists in a virtual world made of blocks.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And who knows, maybe Brian's experience will inspire some of you listening to start your own ambitious projects or even just reconnect with your own online communities, because in the end, it's those connections that really matter.
Absolutely.
So until next time, happy crafting, everyone.